And look at that, plus 13, 5 coins, Brute taking him to town, and we already got the Graden on the T-Bor. So that T-Bor pulled out our Witchfinder, and then we got a 16-point Graden and a 19-point Brute. I'd say that was a pretty good T-Bor for us. So we're going to be playing some Syndicate today. Should be pretty interesting. And we're going to be trying out the Brute in particular. I wanted to run with the new cards, instead of make a deck with the new cards for all the factions. But the issue here is, for the cards for Syndicate, we have Octavia Hale, which is not bad, but I couldn't fit it. Then we have Sally Huckster, I don't think it's very good. And then we have the Purge. There's still not enough Witch Hunters. I wanted to make a Witch Hunter deck with whatever her name is that boosts all the Witch Hunters. But there's just not enough yet, I don't think. So I wanted to do that, but with Tamara, but it didn't work, obviously. So we're going here. We're using the Brute. I think that's the best card from the set. And essentially it's our top end card here. I cut Jax for the Brute. Both are fine. And we're running Pirate's Cove because it gives us a second spender, and that spender is really nice. It helps you push, helps you survive a push. Really good. So we're going with this. And let's take a look. Tiger's Eye for coins, obviously. And then we have, like I said, the Brute's our top end card here. You want to have him get, well, you want to make sure you kill something with bounty before you play him. That's fairly high in value. Obviously, the dream would to be to purify a Melusine, bounty it, Graden it, and then play the Brute. But that's never going to happen. But it gives you a lot of points. Even if you only have, you put out 5 bounties, which is very easy with the deck. It's profit 5, and if you've killed a 5, it boosts itself by 5. That's a 16 for 13. That's a pretty decent finisher just like that. But hopefully you get out more than 5 bounties. Just 5's very easy to do. And you can always kill something. Against Skeleton in particular, they usually have 8s. And the Brute gets quite a bit of value. So, on the topic of bounties, we have Witchfinder. Witchfinder puts out the bounties, gives you the crowns. The crowns are actually a really strong part of her ability, because it gives you flexible coins that don't go into your regular coin bank. They just are on the field. So you can actually hold up to 12 coins at once that way. Quite nice. And obviously the recurring bounties is very useful. Professor's just a solid card. It answers a 4-point engine, which is good. Gives you coins, which is good. It's all around just really strong. I'm running Scoundrel. The reason we're running Scoundrels is another big play, and it looks at the opponent's bronzes. There's several decks right now that rely on bronze cards. So Messenger of the Sea for Skellige, Elven Seer for Scoia'tael, stuff like that, where you can just deal with one of the bronzes quickly. It's really nice. The thing with dealing with the bronzes for Skellige is you might have to be careful they're playing Freya's Blessing. Although I haven't seen that many Freya's Blessings other than in my own decks. Junior's strong. This slot is flexible if you feel you need it. Heatwave's also a 10. And the only devotion card in the deck is Junior, so you can swap Junior for the Heatwave, and breaking the devotion doesn't do anything to you. If you want to run the Heatwave instead, I wouldn't blame you. I just want to run with Junior. I've been playing a lot of Heatwave in other decks lately, and thought it'd be nice to play Junior. If you want to be brave, you could also run Philippa here as your removal card. But then that's kind of pushing it, because the things that... where's Philippa? She's here somewhere. I clicked the wrong value. Yeah, I did. She's a 10. That's what I was thinking. Yeah, so you can also slip Philippa in here. She's a little riskier. If you're going to answer something big, it's probably... that you need Heatwave for, it's probably something like Melusine. And it's kind of hard to yoink Melusine, because you need the 9 coins right away. So they're just going to play her when you don't have the bank, because then you could steal her. You can also damage the Melusine and then play this, but again, it's going to keep boosting up. It's really hard to steal with Philippa, so I'd run with the Heatwave if that's what you're scared of. Philippa's still a solid option, though. I just think Heatwave's better, and then I prefer Junior over both. We have Vivaldi Bank, just tutors your deck. Really nice to have this. Graden's your big play. You put bounty on the biggest thing you can find with the base power. Use Graden to kill it, tribute to boost himself up. Just remember that if the unit you're destroying is less than 5 power, you're actually losing out on a less than 1-for-1 trade there. On your coins for points, that is. Redanian pulls out your deck, really good. Not much to say there. Freak Show is your big clear. You get your coin bank fairly well filled up. The opponent does something, and you have a bounty on one of their units. You play Junior, or not Junior, play Freak Show, and you're pew pew, kill a thing with the bounty, and then you just wipe out another engine or two. like Tunnel Drill used to. It's just a weaker version of Tunnel Drill. But now it's the better version of Tunnel Drill because Tunnel Drill got nerfed. Really strong still. Kurt, the flexibility for Kurt is the Purify and the Bounty. Usually use the Bounty. The Purify is there in case you need it on something like a Defender, for example. You really want to be able to remove that. Specifically Nilfgaard Defenders, because you don't get good value for killing the Bounty. Like a Cave Troll would be fine to hit with Graden or something. You bounty it and kill it. But you have this for the Purify if you need to. Double Confession Extractor. I like this setup. Similar to Tiger's Eye, it sets you up with 5 coins. But then when you start putting bounties out, you get an extra damage. Very nice. And having proactive plays in the deck like this, which has mostly reactive, like there's a lot of control, right? So control is reactive. And if you have proactive stuff like this, which then sets up your control, that's really helpful. So you can just open around with Confession Extractor and then just go freak show, kill something if you need to. Obviously bounty out would be nice first, but really good start. To Sewer Raiders for a bit of thinning. Casino Bouncers can be slotted in here somewhere, but I didn't want to go for it in this particular version. The one course Blacksmith. You could run 2. The reason he's in here, also the Sea Jackal down here, is normally you have Jax as another big spender at the end of the game. Well, not big spender, like another spender, because you don't want to just rely on Pirate's Cove. If you're spending all of your coins off of Pirate's Cove Sea Jackal, it's going to get really tall and it's going to answer. So you want like a second one, and that would normally be Jax. But instead here I have the Course Blacksmith and Sea Jackal as alternate spenders, just to spread the points out a bit. Course Blacksmith is really nice because you can put the points out however you want, the one thing doesn't get tall. But the Sea Jackal is nice because you get extra value on the Horde. So I just have 1 of each. 2 Witch Hunter Executioner. Again, this is our engine with our bounties. And it's really helpful. 1 Slander gives you coins, gives out bounty. We're relying on bounties pretty heavily here. We're not all in on them. 2 Fistic and a Fistic Trafficker for a bit of poison engine. You could add a second Trafficker over the Sea Jackal. It wouldn't be too bad if you want extra poison. Double Tax Collectors. These could be any card. I just thought Tax Collectors were nice because they keep giving you coins. It's a nice engine. A coin is more valuable than a point a turn off this, just because it's how flexible it is, and you get extra value off of hordes and stuff. So it's the best engine, I think. I think it's the best 4-point engine, for sure. And then we have the 1 Witch Hunter, just for a bit of synergy, and it gives out the bounty. I think this will be pretty nice. But this is the deck. A couple of quick mentions here. We could be running the Caleb, but we're not all in on bounty, right? So if you're all in on bounty, you run Caleb, you run the Fabian Hail, right? So you have Caleb, you run Fabian, and then you can also run Hysteria if you're all in on bounties. You could do that. I just don't think we want to go all in on bounties, so I left most of those cards out, especially Caleb, because it's very expensive. The fee 3, putting out a bounty, if you are not really killing a bounty every turn, that's not worth it. Because say you bounty something that's a 4, then you kill it and you get 4 coins back, and you're not gaining that much value over any other card. Ignatius is the one I was thinking of, not Fabian, by the way. But yeah, so this is the deck. Should do pretty well. And let's get into some games. Should be exciting. Let's find game 1 here. Looks like it's going to be probably hyper thin. This is usually hyper thin. So against hyper thin here, we actually have... The nice thing is they have Tibor, and we can grade in Tibor and then play the Brute. That's really what we want to go for here. But they're not going to play Tibor, which is the problem. So if they do play Tibor, I guess that's more of a mill thing. They'd play the Tibor on you. They're just going to use it for their hyper thin boosting. We want these poisons then. Poisons are good, and we want to win round 1. So we don't have to deal with too much here. So let's open the Confession Extractor, which would be pretty good. And then if he plays any sort of engine, we have Professor, can kill a 5-point or lower engine. And if he does anything too crazy, Lake goes for his Snowdrop and Leader, we can put the poisons on it. Although poisons are really our only tall removal for round 3, so it actually wouldn't be too bad to hold on to them if it looks like we're going to lose the round. Ideally, we wouldn't lose the round here, but considering it's hyper thin, we probably will lose. Then round 3, we have to think about what's our strongest option. Our strongest option being Scoundrel, and then making his hyper thin not work. And there is the mill player. Every single time there's a mill player. Well, we've got this out. This actually makes the game a lot easier, by the way. This should just be a win. He's going to play Tibor on us, and we're holding Graden.
Here's our chance.
We also are holding several other high value cards here. If we can keep him from using leader round 1, like that's could be scary. We're gonna play some high tempo cards here to make sure we stay ahead. But the thing is, it's a little scary here. This gets us the 9 coins, pulls out our Flying Redanian without using our Tiger's Eye yet. So what's scary here is if he doesn't use the Snowdrop leader round 1, we have to deal with it round 2. But the other thing is, let's see what he gets. Okay, we lose Junior, but it only plays for 3 points for him because he gave us the Cantarella, and he's not going to have Devotion because he doesn't have Snowdrop. So, like I was saying, our issue is that if he doesn't play the Snowdrop leader this round, he has it for round 2. If he uses it round 2, then potentially we don't get milled all the way. But on the other hand, we then have trouble. So we're going to use this Sea Jackal here to spend some coins. Like I was saying, we're going to have some problems round 2 if he still has Snowdrop leader, because that's a lot, represents a lot of points in a round that he could potentially win. Like right now, we don't want to commit too much else. There's a Mata. It's not too bad. I really want actually a 4 freezing card, so I don't have to keep playing anything good. Because we're up by 22.
You'll need full Z6 CV1265X for that.
The reason we didn't go for the Freak Show there is that if I'm going to put a bounty out at 1 on Mata, so means highest base power card outside of the finishers in Tibor and Imperial Golem. So I think we're set here. He's going to go to round 2, most likely. This round 1's unwinnable for him at this point. We'll just play some bronze cards. Even if he leaders, it's not going to be enough, because all of the... what are they called? So we almost misclicked there. Would have been awkward. Tiger's Eye here. Why not? Gives us 6 back, puts us to 9. We could go again. Let's pass. Oh, we should have gone again. We lost out on 1 coin from Tax Collector. But honestly, we're up by 27. It's not going to matter. Even if he leaders here. Most likely, he just has to pass. Then this round 2 is where it gets a little bit dangerous. But we have 2 poisons, which I've been trying to hold on to for tall removal. So that'll help. And then we have the Graden with the Tibor. And that'll be GG, most likely. Especially if we draw the Brute. So we have a Sea Jackal. I can have spawn 1 more. I prefer the Coarse Blacksmith over the Sea Jackal. What are we missing? We're missing the Brute, Witchfinder, and Scoundrel. That's a lot of our big cards to be missing. Let's go back to poisons. There's the Brute. The reason we're pulling them back is that it's not hyper thin. I wanted to save these for hyper thin round 3, but since it's going to be mill, we have the Graden as our tall removal instead, and it's probably going to be on a Tibor. And then he's going to have... Maybe we can poison Snowdrop, but he's going to wait a while to do that. And we're going to have a couple of turns of awkward plays then. There's a Fair Cart. Oh, he's playing a Renew version. Okay, internet. Well, this will connect again, I'm sure. But if he's playing the Renew version, then what is he not playing? Well, he's not renewing... Normally you renew Vilgefortz or Tibor in this deck. He hasn't played either, which makes this very odd. It tells me he has a bad hand, which is good for us. If he had a good hand, he wouldn't be playing this yet. Okay, we got our connection back. Yeah, if he had a good hand, he would not be doing this yet. Because he'd want to play Vilgefortz or Tibor instead. Yeah, look at this. This is a really low tempo, low value target for Renew. He's just running out of options. So there's 2 things here. He's either holding every card for Snowdrop and Leader, which I doubt, because he would have done something else. Or, okay, I think we have Scoundrel and Witchfinder left as our units. I think that's it. So we either got Scoundrel or Witchfinder off his Tibor, which is also really nice. Unless he starts banishing more. But like I was saying, if he has all 3 leaders, he'll be Snowdrop this turn, and it's not. So he has a bad hand. And now we want to go for a Sea Jackal. I want to play as low provision cards as possible because there's a chance that he doesn't have enough mill yet to mill us out. Small chance. So he might have put it back knowing that he has to win this round. He might have not gone for the mill cards here. So I already played a Fawn, so we don't have to worry about that tempo. And there's one Mage Assassin. So Snowdrop and Leader is a lot less scary here. Go for this here, spend some coins. Let Tax Collector get up. We already pulled out our Flying Redanian. There's a damage. Back to 9 coins. So we're going to start playing Witch Hunter Executioner next. And I want to hold on to... Okay, I was about to say this. We're holding on to Kurt as long as possible. Okay, and there's the Witchfinder, right? So we have Witchfinder Scoundrel. Witchfinder's the better one to get here, but we're about to grade in this guy. And he's about to not like it. Let's see here. We'll spend coins. We'll play this. Let's not be greedy. I'll wait a turn here. We'll get him next turn. This way we don't lose out on a bounty from Witchfinder. She'll apply the bounty to Tibor. Otherwise I'd have to use Kurt to put it on. A little bit slow here from our connection. Hopefully doesn't mess us up here. So yeah. I don't want to bleed Tibor because we're going to get able to kill it with Graden. We want to use this extra one so we get our Tax Collector. Witch Hunter Executioner gave his Tibor a bounty. We're going to double capitalize on that. We're going to hit it with Graden, and that'll play for 16 and 9 coins. And then we will play the Brute, and he'll play for 19 with like 5 coins. Ooh, he took that instead of Witchfinder. Interesting. But there's a Sunset Wanderers. He thinks this is a tempo play, but we're about to show him what a real tempo play is. Yep, take that. Sea Jackal. Pay our tribute here. Obviously we could have put out the bleeding from our Witch Hunter Executioner first. But we didn't. Honestly, for a second there I thought we were playing I was just playing Jackpot. And in Jackpot you get the coin overflow. I think it was like, I was trying to play Jackpot with all the new cards. Alright, let's go here. And look at that, plus 13, 5 coins. Brute taking him to town. And we already got the Graden on the Tibor. So that Tibor pulled out our Witchfinder. And then we got a 16-point Graden and a 19-point Brute. I'd say that was a pretty good Tibor for us.
Not all battles need end in bloodshed.
Alright, let's see what he does here. Okay, this is the last Mage Assassin, but he's down by 25. Yeah, like I was saying, sorry we just messed that up there. We could have used the Witch Hunter Executioner's coins. I was playing Jackpot like a game ago, trying to use all the new cards, make a all... what's it called? All Witch Hunter deck? It wasn't working out, but I kind of thought we were up with the coin overflow there. But obviously we aren't. We're playing this. Gives us 7. Very nice. And then we'll spread these points out just in case there's a Yrden, but we're way up now. And what's he gonna do? Look how much value we've gotten from our bounties. A huge Graden, huge Brute, and he's so far behind now, there's nothing left for him. This will be a GG. There's the Vilgefortz. Doesn't matter, we only have Scoundrel left in our deck, so this isn't gonna be too good for him. Yeah, there's our Scoundrel. And that's going to be it here. There's the Xavier, and that'll be it. GG. Another mill player loses. Not very surprising, but there it is. And let's go to game 2. Let's see what we have this time. Blaze of Glory. I'm going to remember we're not playing Jackpot this time. We lost 4 points of bleeding last game, because I thought it was just playing Jackpot, but we're in the right mindset here now. Let's go. Confession Extractor is good. This is generally a really nice matchup against the Skellige, just because a lot of their units have really high base power, and we're playing a lot of bounty. Tends to give you quite a bit of value. There's Yoncrate Longship. If we go Confession Extractor, we can kill it with Professor's Bounty without ignoring the armor. The damage from the counter on Confession Extractor will hit before the longship does, so we won't take a damage. It'll take 4 from Professor, then 1 from Extractor before it dies, or before it hits us. So no Bloodthirst yet. Just like that. And now we're up to 9 coins, Flying Redanian comes out. Pretty solid start. Pretty solid start. Oh, this is going to be raiding fleet, right? So these guys are the raiding fleet. Now, we could purify with Kurt here, but I don't want to. The reason why I don't want to is he's going to have high base power units, most likely. Probably Bear Witchers. And I think the bounty will be more valuable in the long run. It is kind of tempting here, though. We do want to spend coins. Now, the reason that this leader ability is so good for this deck is you can play it coin spending whenever you want. So like here we could play Kurt, but we could also just go for a leader charge to spend some coins, and then count something else up and get a bigger bank. And I think that's our plan here. Let's pull one of these out. This is really nice because you can push with it. Like right now we're pushing uneven. And then we'll go here for our deck. And that's what I want. I want a freak show. Have to kill off these engines. Let's get rid of this guy. Don't want that guy going anymore. Okay, obviously we lost a lot of coins there when our freak show didn't come out, but it's really good we have him.
Might even be amusing.
Let's not get in the way of me,
We have to kind of deal with these engines he was setting up, or else he could win the round. And after committing Professor, I want to win the round, especially after a leader charge as well. We can just go for this Confession Extractor and do some damage. I think we kill Coral. We could be greedy here and hold off for a bounty on Coral, but that's risky. He could play Burna, so we'll just kill her. And he passes here? Okay, fine. We win, but not uneven. That's okay. We could go for Fistic and then spend the coins. That's probably the best choice here. So yeah, it's okay that he wins the round here. Well, that we win down a card. I was pushing to win the round, not uneven. Winning uneven is rather difficult with this deck. Unless you have a Graden target. But it'd be really nice to draw Witchfinder Scoundrel here. Scoundrel's really good at scouting their deck, seeing what they have. I don't want Sewer Raiders. Hand's not looking great. We could always pass for a long round. That's pretty risky against him because he's playing Eist Blaze of Glory. We could also just bleed him out here. Our short round's not awful.
Corporations are people too.
We're gonna bleed at least a little bit because I need to play Sewer Raiders. We want that Sewer Raiders out of our deck. We already drew it twice. We drew the second one rather. Looking at what he's gonna do, there's a great sword. Okay, perfect. We have a Graden target. When we bounty it, we wasted damage. I could go on something else, but that's okay. This will be our Graden target here. 2 counters of damage wasted actually, but not much we can do about it. Will still be a good Graden target. Oh, Fuchsia, good. We forced that out. It's just me for Coral probably. Yeah, there she is. We got rid of Fuchsia though. That's nice. He still has Yalmar to watch out for. That's a dangerous card. Okay, he's getting... We're just going to push with... We're going to... Not push. We're going to bleed with 4 provision cards here. This is a 5, but it's close enough. Because I want to get out our Sewer Raiders next turn, and this gives us the profit to get there. Great Sword. Again, we're not going to be able to do anything here. He can't Hero Pass because we have Graden, and he obviously won't because that would be dumb. But we have Sewer Raiders here as a play, and then ideally we get to the 9 coins for the Flying Redanian again as well. Shouldn't be too difficult. We can also threaten poison on his unit. Okay, that's going to make this a little more annoying. Honestly, I think we just still poison. We can't use the coins without spending a leader charge. And I'm not going to spend the leader charge, but he's not going to pass. He can't pass yet. So we can just throw this out and make him waste a card. Look at what he's been playing. Fuchsia, he played. He played Greatsword, Greatsword. So all of his cards left are probably, well, I guess I was about to say they're probably good, but there's a Burna, so I guess not. We were forcing him to play fairly significant cards though. Now we're down 31, so we're out of this round at this point. We do have some coins carried over. We thinned our deck out. And he lost Fuchsia. It's a big deal. Now, obviously you might think, hey, this is a short round. It's 5 medium-ish round, short, medium round, 6 cards, 5 cards. And he's playing Eist. Yes, he is. But he's also going to play Bear Witchers probably. Or something. Okay, we really need okay, I was gonna say, we really need the Brute or Witchfinder. Look at our deck though, by the way. We're missing 3 of our big cards. No Witchfinder, no Scoundrel, no Junior. That's annoying. But like I was saying here, he's gonna have something high base power. And with Graden Brute, I think we're fine. There's a Witch Hunter Execution. We have to be careful about this. He's gonna die. Probably die. So, okay, he doesn't want to discard anything. Not very surprising. We don't want to play Executioner until we have a bounty out. We have curved another bounty. Some nice damage there. There's a Brockvar Hunter. I would really like to get away without playing a card this turn, a unit, but obviously we have to. So let's just, that's the profit too, so we'll put 2 bleeding here so we don't waste it. And then we'll kill off this guy. He might have more card of Terror. Although I think I think Fuchsia takes up too many provisions, so you can't fit that. Because he has Yalmar still. And there's Herald. Yeah, we knew that was coming. It's probably Great Sword. Which is good for us. Like I said, he's going to have a high base power card. He's playing Great Sword. Probably bringing it back with Herald. I'm not sure I said that earlier. I don't think I did, but we knew this was going to come back from Herald. And now we can just bounty it and then Graden it and Brute. It's too many points for him. I guess it's too much to overcome. Although he is playing Eist, so it will actually be fairly close. We'll see how much this does. But we're going to do this. We're not going to kill it with our Executioner, because then we can't kill it with Graden. We want to kill it with Graden. Gunning Slash. Alright, so this will be good. We're going to leader here so we can spend our coins and then make sure we have 5 left. We can trigger the Horde twice on this Sea Jekyll. We're going to remember that we're not playing Jackpot. Again, I'm sorry we did that last game. That was silly. It didn't change the game outcome, but I really should have known we weren't playing Jackpot. I was just in the mindset of playing it. I'm sure you guys understand. You probably know what I'm talking about. Now we'll play this 5 Tribute, and then this will play for quite a bit. 19 plays for 19 with 9 coins. That's a play, alright. I could spend the coins here. If he Blaze of Glories plus Brockvar Hunter charges our Tide Cloak, we can't spend coins anymore except for Executioner, but he won't do that because he probably thinks we have a bounty left. That would be a very strange play by him.
I will not bend my neck for that.
It wouldn't be bad, but it's just not something someone would normally do. Okay, so Brute here is going to be crazy. Question, is it crazy enough to overcome an Eist? We're going to find out. Eist Blaze of Glory is incoming. Which also means there is no more card of Terror in his hand, so I can boost this up as much as I want. Might as well spend one bleeding here, though. Make sure we spend all of our coins, and 2 more. We know there's no Heart of Terror, but this is Eist. There's nothing else this could be. Except possibly Blood Eagle into Eist. But there he is. He's down 38. There's no way he can get 38, even if this is on Yetta. And we've overcome the Eist player here by a fair margin. Oh, the bleeding actually triggered the effect of the second Eist. That could have been dangerous, but we still won even with that. GG. Game 3. Scared me for a second, that last one, where Eist's bleeding did something for us. Well, the bleeding on his unit killed it during his turn, so Eist brought it back. Made it closer. We were gonna put that bleeding out earlier, though, not to waste coin value, so... Oh well. Another Skellige player. Obviously, the Flying Redanian's going back. This is Lippy, probably. Could also be Shoop. Okay, the Cursed Scroll makes me think it's Shoop. I'm thinking Shoop here. This is the one I've usually seen Shoop in. This one in Reckless Flurry. Although it'd make more sense if it was actually Lippy and this was to draw the Lippy. But now I'm confused, because that's a little half-rune, that's a rain card. Let's just set up something with this Confession Extractor. My guess is there's a bunch of bonded stuff about to happen. I guess this is a good card if you're playing Lippy, because you get the bonded off, you can increase the base value even more after you Lippy and draw it. But it's also a really good target for our bounties. Speaking of them, have a Slander. The longer we can take to play units, the worse his rain cards get. Just because he's not going to be able to get value from them. And if he has more rain cards, which I doubt, okay, he does because he has Megascope. This will be the one that's a 8 then. We'll kill off this guy. We lose a coin here from over profit. It's not bad. It's not enough to make me want to play a Pirate's Cove charge. Okay, we're at 8 coins. We'll get Flying Redanian next turn. Honestly, I might get this turn by double clicked instead of single clicking. It's clicking too fast. Another bonded one here. So yeah, it looks like he's just going for bonded stuff. I want to scout his deck with Scoundrel too. Well, that's right, I guess a base Cappy, so it will be a 6 out of 8. Makes sense. Let's go Tax Collector here. This is why I wasn't too concerned about the extra bleeding last turn, because we're going to play Tax Collector. Get our Flying Redanian out. She's got the 1/8. There's a Small Blood Totem. I want a Scoundrel. I want to scout his deck. I'm not sure what's going on here. I want to check if it's Saris, because he hasn't played any of that Lippy Saris stuff. Okay, Tribute. So he's playing Saris as a... Oh, he's playing Bear Witcher Mentor. That's interesting. We should keep our stuff not damaged then. And we also know he's not playing Shoop. So obviously this thing heals if we damage it. So we're going to kill this with either with Junior next turn, if he keeps going. So we don't like waste... We don't become a meme and a highlight for our opponent. Alright, so he's going to pass. So we could damage... We'll damage this by 1 so we can kill with Junior. And then I'll give us 8 coins. Let's just spread some stuff around here. So we know it's not Shoop. And we can bleed these by 1, and they won't be too bad. So like I was saying, we know it's not Shoop. We know there is a Saris. And we know he's playing Bear Witcher Mentor. But no Bear Witchers.
Slow, ain't ya?
Interesting. Very interesting. He didn't use Cursed Scroll this round either. He must be holding what he wants. I'm honestly confused by his deck, but we will see. There's a chance it could be a... I don't know what it is. We're going to find out what this is together, guys, because I don't know. Our hand's really bad, by the way, here. So we'll probably just go for a bleed again. Well, it's bad for a push, good for bleeding. We can bleed out a bunch of good cards. We can rely on Brute again for our finisher. Very strong finisher. Especially against someone we know is going to have several cards that are fairly... Well, actually we don't. He's not going to have that many there at all, right? Because he's not playing Bear Witcher. He's still playing Heron Caduck, though. You're not fooling me there. He still has that. If he's running a deck with Bear Witcher Mentor, he's going to have that just as another way to make a Bear Witcher Mentor, while also being able to make the regular Bear Witcher. He definitely has that still in his deck. Like I said, he has this in his deck. This is a good sign, though. I'm not sure why I put it there. I guess he wants to heal on its own. But the reason this is a really good sign is it means he's vulnerable to bleeding. Because if you have bronze cards to throw out, you don't just throw out your Heron Caduck first. The argument is you can actually for the carryover, which is fine. But I don't think you do it first anyway. See, there's a blue boy. Hopefully it says Flying Redanian. Okay, it did. Hit it one more time. 33% chance. Go. Okay, another 33%. Go. The other time I wouldn't even hit it again. I just leave it how it is. Because the chance that it's Flying Redanian's too bad. Yeah, I think he agrees there. So we could go as Blacksmith and boost everything up, because we know he's playing Bear Witcher Mentor. So leaving damaged things is actually really problematic. We can also bank. Let's see. Do I want to bank? We could bank for Professor and kill off Blue Boy. We'll have to worry about that anymore. I think I like that. Let's do that. We're running out of time here, so actually could go pretty quick. I was thinking if we hit the other guy, but I think we go for the Blue Boy. Pull out this. I don't want to spend too many coins just because he's too far down. With Confession Extractor, we can actually kill the other guy. Yeah, we have Confession Extractor. We do this. We lose 2 coins. Ran out of time there. Ran out of time talking, but that was a good choice. We could have gone for their charge on our Sea Jackal first, but I didn't want to use up all of our coins before we did the Vivaldi Bank. If you use up too many coins before Vivaldi Bank, you're not going to see the cards you want, so I think we did the right thing there. Even if I had more time, I would have done the same thing, because we need to see more cards with Bank. We didn't want to spend them all. Even if we risk overdoing it, but over-profiting. Now, the extra nice thing here is that we now have 7 on our Brute. Supposing we don't kill anything else with Bounty here. We're going to boost these all up, because I know he's running Bear Witcher Mentor. And the way we get in trouble is by letting him have a bronze card to get a ton of value. So we're just going to boost these all up. If he's running Bear Witcher Mentor, it's going to be pretty weak now. This is really nice. Now we have Kurt. We can throw out a poison with Fistic Trafficker. We could go for value. Oh, we got out Fuchsia. Perfect. This is what I was saying. I think his hand is very strong, and we're going to make it weaker. So we got a ton of rain here. It's fine. Don't really care. We're getting value with mainly bronzes. I think we poison ourselves for value. There's no reason to try and bluff him with a poison. It's not going to accomplish anything here. Oh, Wild Carl. That's another good card to get out. Is he playing Lippy, though? I don't think he's playing Lippy. There's been no Ownermancy. Usually you run Ownermancy in that. At least I think you do. Ownermancy or Reliquary or something for consistency, because the deck doesn't rely on Devotion. I mean, yeah, there's Knut the Callus. I used to really like this combo, by the way, the Vilcar, Knut the Callus. It's been buffed a couple times now, but we'll pass. We're obviously down too much here, but we've gotten out several good cards from him. Fuchsia gone, Totem's gone, Build Carl, King Knut's gone, Ceres is gone. I think he's just running Ceres as a finisher, although with the champion, Lippy is certainly an option. And if it is Lippy, we're in trouble, but I don't think it is. This is the type of hand I like, but we're missing out on the Brute. That's okay, we can win a game without him. Obviously, it's much more preferable. Oh, it's an Olaf deck. Huh. Okay, this makes a lot more sense now. An Olaf deck. And then Ceres is the finisher. We'll damage this. We'll kill that with Graden. The thing is, we have no spenders for coins outside of this Tide Cloak, which we make off our leader. I tried to draw into some, but we just don't have them. He has heal here. It's gonna be hard. It's gonna be very hard. I need 3 coins, which we actually have right out now. And so we Graden needs his tribute 5, so we have 3 coins here. If we still have counters like Confession Extractors, we can get more value from these bounty placers, but this is pretty much the maximum value we're going to get here. Distribute this, and there we go, plus 10. No reason to make this Sea Jackal yet. We don't want to risk any coins, and we need to get this Flying Redanian back. What's he going to go for? There's the Bear Witcher Mentor. So he had that earlier. It's a good thing we played around it by boosting with Course Blacksmith. We managed to force out some golds instead. Okay, so neither extractor has any counters left. So we just have to Sea Jackal here. And then we'll make it avoid Yrden. We just have to spend all our coins on it. There's no other choice. No reason not to. We just have to do it. There's nothing else we're going to spend coins on. This kind of tells him that, but if we don't spend the coins and he just kills us with a Yalmar, what was the point? Offering? Sure. And we're up by 10. There's only place for 4, though. He has a chance, because he can heal too, right? So 16. He has 14 out right now. He needs 14. Don't think he's going to have it. There's our Bear Witcher Mentor. Like I said, we played around those round 2, which is probably a good thing. Played for quite a bit here as well. GG. So what do I think about the deck? How'd it do? Did pretty well. Again, I'm sorry for round 1 where we just kind of thought we were playing jackpot and we weren't. Apologize again for that. Makes me feel dumb, but we won anyway. So, the big question here is, how's the Brute? Because normally you cut the Brute for... Well, normally you run Jax, right? Before the Brute came out, you'd run Jax here. Jax instead of Brute. And then you have Coerced Blacksmith and Sea Jackal. And you have, well, they're what, 10 provisions and 2 cards. You could fit in Casino Bouncers if you want there. You fit in Paydays, stuff like that. Maybe Hysteria if you want to go more heavily into bounties. But the Brute's actually quite interesting. I think he's good. I think he's better than Jax. But the reason you have to keep in mind is you're running the Brute over Jax, you want another spender. Because you don't want to just stack stuff onto a Sea Jackal 2-tall. So that's why I put in this Sea Jackal, this Coerced Blacksmith. They worked out pretty well. So I think the Brute's good. I'm settled on that. I like him. And then we have Witchfinder, Professor. I think everything in here is pretty solid. Scoundrel is an arguable one. I know people don't like Scoundrel sometimes. I think the information it gives you is definitely worth it. The information is almost more valuable than its ability in some games. And against other things, like I said, killing an Elven Seer or Messenger of the Sea early is really nice. And then it helps against the Hyper Thin if you're not paying attention. Some people don't think people play Scoundrel. That's a great sentence. Some people don't expect the Scoundrel. And then you can ruin the Hyper Thin strategy if they've already played something like Dead Man's Tongue. That's the flex card. You can banish a gold with it instead of 2 bronzes and change the number of thinning you do. Otherwise, they have to play a card that thins like a Fond from their hand, and they don't like doing that. So it's really strong in that matchup. So it's nice. I like Junior, like I said, Heatwave option here. Most of the deck's pretty set. All these I think we'd want to keep. The Scoundrel and Junior are the ones you could swap, and then as I mentioned, Brute and Jax. And then we have the Veldy Pink Graden. Like, these things are pretty set. And you definitely want the Confession Extractors because you want coin setup. This is the best coin setup you get because it also sets up the bounty counters. And then I think you definitely want some thinning in that deck. So in the bronzes, again though, there's not that much to change. If you don't like the poisons, you could cut the Fistic Trafficker and the Fistics. I would keep them though. I think they're very nice. And again, you don't have that much coin setup, and the Fistics give you that coin setup, which is really important to be able to kill stuff with your Witch Hunter Executioners afterwards, or your Freak Show. So I think the deck's pretty good. Actually, Witch Hunter did better than I expected, by the way. Actually showed up for some value here. Interesting. I like the deck. I think it's pretty good. There's not many changes I'd make. I think I like this version for now. And I'll keep playing this one. I like it. It's pretty strong. The thing that helps so much is the Pirate's Cove ability. Kind of like Jackpot, where you get a secondary way to use your coins. You have to have spenders set up, which was the weakness of Syndicate before, right? You had to have coin spender set up and coin generation. Any leader ability that offsets that, so Line Pockets offsets that by giving you the coins. Pirate's Cove offsets it by giving you the spender. Jackpot offsets it by giving you a way to spend the coins. They're really good. Line Pockets is interesting as well because it gives you extra coins, right? Something like the leader gives you 2 coins. It's okay. Or 3 coins. Now, I think this is a good version of the deck. I'm not sure about Jax versus this. The only thing I was kind of sad about here is that we couldn't use more of the new cards. So if you look at the price of power cards, we couldn't fit in the... I don't think Purge is good here. We only have the one Witch Hunter. Well, we have more than one Witch Hunter. We have one Witch Hunter named Witch Hunter. There's just not enough Witch Hunters in the deck, right? For this to be good. Well, you can have fun with it. You might want to run a Witch Hunter deck. And then, obviously, these are... Oh, Savvy Huckster, not really, but... Vigilantes is in a hyper bounty deck with like Caleb and stuff. That's not this deck. Again, Scapegoat's not great. And then you have Hysteria's okay. And then you have Ignatius, Fabian, and Octavia Hale. Octavia I really wanted to fit for a while, just because she draws 2 powerful cards in Scoundrel and Brute, which is important. But then again, we're probably going to get them anyway. Although that's in these games we didn't, but she's a very strong card you could put in. She's a 7 for 7 that tutors your 2 of your best cards to your hand. That's really strong. The thing is that there's nowhere to fit her. That's the problem. So it's just an issue if she doesn't fit. Now that rather than she's bad, right? Because what I said with the flexible high range cards are the Brute you can change for Jax. The Scoundrel you could change for something else if you wanted to, but those are the cards you want her to draw, so you're not going to do that. And then you're not going to cut Professor, because Professor is really solid for a mid-range type deck like this. Really nice. And then you've got Junior. And if you're cutting Junior, it's for Heatwave, not for this. So there's just nowhere to fit her in the deck, which is unfortunate. But that's the only thing I really regret about the decks. We couldn't fit the new cards in, but I don't think they fit in anything very well right now. Unless you're playing all-in Bounty, which is significantly worse now. But that'll be it for this one, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed, and we'll see you next time.